Hey, what's going on, you guys? Neophyte Stack, thanks for tuning in. Wanted to make a quick um, update on my credit and debts. So I'm still struggling to pay off debt. I got loans. I kind of made a quick Excel spreadsheet just to keep track of it, dude. Just because I wanted to see some kind of um, progress on it. So I've kind of messed around with this the last 4 years. I still can't get out of debt. I'm considering now switching over to the debt Snowball, which was different from the avalanche. I tried to do the avalanche for the last 2 years. I just can't do it. I keep spending on my credit card. I can't stop using it. I feel like I hit FOMO with the points, right? Because my daily expenses like gas, I travel for work, so I got to put in gas every week. I feel like I'm missing out on those points where the cash back comes back, and I credit a little bit more to my credit card. So I'm kind of struggling, and I just went over through a bunch of videos of Dave Ramsey and all the stuff psychologically about this debt snowball, which is taking care of your lowest bill. So right now, loan five, these are student loans that I got. This is like the last of it. So I got 1,000. There's 8 loans total. There's $1,652 on 6 of them. So I try to, like, over the last years, they've been trickling down. They were all different, totals, and I just got them down to be identical. That way, I know exactly how much interest is generating per month using the interest calculator tool that they have on their website, and I can just kind of limit, the amount of interest that's happening. So that's why there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the same, and then these two. This one's a little bit. It's very close. I just gotta this coming month I'll probably have it to where all of them are identical, depending on how much they're gonna ask me to pay off that one, and then this 815. So the 815 is what I'm gonna tackle next. This is my Chase credit card balance right now. It's up over $1,000. If you guys have been paying attention, I just moved, so we've got into a house, me and the lady, and there was a lot of expenses, a lot of uncertain things, like just things that popped up that I had to cover. Just a bunch of different stuff. So I added to my credit card debt over, I would say, almost $3,000, because I was at the, I want to say, $9,000 mark last year, at the end of last year. So coming into Christmas, I had November, then Christmas, then January, then this month, and there's just been a bunch of different expenses. So it's up, almost $14,000 now. That's out of 24,000 is the credit line. So I'm trying to get it down to, I want to say, 7,000. That way the my credit score improves. And then I have an affirm loan that I just pulled out. We had some issues right here with the fires, and I had to get a little small generator, so I ended up spending $1,017 on there. It's an affirm loan. I can pay it off in 12 months is what my agreement was, and I'm already ahead. I'm already past I think the next payment is due in March, and it's been like that since January. So a total debt of $27,145.85. So I have a check that's coming from an expense that I got reimbursed for. It's over $1,200. And what I'm gonna do is do this debt snowball. I'm gonna start with this 850. I'm gonna clear it as soon as I get that money, and then the rest is gonna go into the firm account, which is the next lowest debt. And that will kind of, maybe it'll probably cut about $300 to $400 off this total, and then I get paid next week too. So I'm gonna try to continue. I'm gonna make my minimum payment to my Chase, and then the minimum payment. I believe only 2 of these are actually in I can't remember what the word is, but they're active. They're only charging me for 2 of these loans every month, and then the other ones are kind of like on hold right now because of some issue with the courts. So I'm still paying them off as fast as I can, because I feel like once the issue is solved, they're gonna screw us on the student loan. Something's gonna happen. The interest rate's gonna increase or something. So it kind of sucks, because the total of 8 loans is about $12,600 or something like that right now. And before the interest rate adjusted last year, I had paid it down to $9,800. And with the interest rate, it went from a 3.2 to a 7.7, and it threw an extra that 3 grand on there just like that. It sucked so bad because I was hammering at the loans, and just to see it increase $3,000 overnight, it was very upsetting. But it is what it is. They're down again. I'm gonna continue to move forward. Like I said, I'm gonna pay off that loan number 5, and then I'm gonna start to tackle this Affirm loan, and then I'm gonna tackle these one by one, these loans, which is kind of weird because they're all the same amount. So I'm gonna make the minimum payment on whatever I have to out of those student loans, and then just start to tackle one at a time. That's going to be the plan in the next coming months for this year. I would say I'm going to try this debt snowball and see if I can, you know, it gets me out of debt faster. It might cost me more money because this is a huge, huge balance. I think the interest on this is about $200 a month, and I'm making like $500 payments. So it is what it is. I try to do it, and I was doing good. This was at some point it was almost $19,000. So I've done extremely well settling down, but I see that these last couple of months I just got into the habit of spending more, and that's what I'm trying to correct. So moving forward, I'm gonna pull back on spending, using this credit card just for my gasoline purchases and my groceries. The grocery run's gotten way more expensive. I'm looking at different avenues on what I'm going to be buying and how I can save a little bit more, but I'm still going to continue to charge my groceries and my gasoline on there. A lot of it, when I was looking through the last thing, I kind of messed up, and I was going out to eat every morning for breakfast, burritos, for work, before work. If I was rushing, I didn't wake up early enough to make my food, eat cereal or something, I was buying breakfast, and then I was buying lunch. And then sometimes, depending on how far I worked from home, I would buy dinner on the way home. So, but that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on not putting anything other than groceries and gasoline on my credit card moving forward. Eating less out and eating, food at home, rice and beans and rice, like Dave Ramsey said. And then I'm going to tackle these small wins first. That way, psychologically, I can see that my loans are decreasing and they're disappearing faster than when I was just kind of tackling these. At one point, these loans were going down like $30 at a time for every month. So it kind of sucked. These 8 loans generate about $80 every month. So the interest, I'll use this year for tax, is tax deductible. So I'll use the interest that I paid, which I think was about $1,000. It was almost $1,000 for the entire year of last year. But moving along, that's what it's going to generate. It's going to generate about $80 a month. If I'm going to get loan number 5 out of the way very fast, and then I'll start to tackle this Affirm one. So I'm hoping that March or April, I'll be out of those. I'll be out of those 2 and starting to work on these student loans. Once I have built up enough, I'm guessing just the Chase is going to be the last one. It's going to cost me more in interest, but it's going to be the last one because I tried the Avalanche and I just can't do it. It's really hard. It's really hard, but that's what my plan is to, moving forward for the rest of the year. I opened up a Home Depot card and I put nearly $1,000 on there for some stuff that I bought for my garage. That we kind of needed, kind of not needed, but I wanted it, so I ended up buying it. That has been paid off. I just sent the last $125, even though it was like interest free for like the first 6 months. I paid it off within 2 months, so I'm proud of myself on that one. My Best Buy, the same thing. I had to buy a solar panel for my solar generator when the electricity was shut off here, and I got that out of the way. It was $200. It's not bad. It's I use JP Morgan Chase for my bank, and they actually have all that stuff tied into my credit card, and it shows me every month how to track my credit score and how to improve it. So if you go to Insights under Chase Credit, it actually shows you which balances are on there. It shows you which ones you can pay off to increase your points. Right now, when we moved, I was paying off all the debt. Like I said, I think I had $8,400 on this Chase card. When we got approved for the home loan and all that stuff, and my credit was like almost an 800. I think it was like borderline. It was like 790 something or something like that, 797. And it dropped after putting my mortgage on my credit report and opening the Home Depot card, running my credit for the loan application, it dropped it down all the way to 750. I was like, damn. If you guys know about credit, anything over a 760 is where you want to be. They treat 760 credit scores just like an 820, 820 point score. How do I know that? My wife has over a 800, score, and she didn't get us a better discount or rate or interest rate. It reflected exactly the same as someone with a 760. So that's just some food for thought. You always want to have your credit over a 760. That means that it's good, it's solid. And remember that it's going to drop a couple of points when you run your credit. So if you have a 760 and then you go buy a car and they run your credit and then it drops down to below a 760, you're screwed because you're going to get a different interest rate. You need to be above a 760 after they run the credit. So that's just some food for thought. That's my update for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being, patient with me and on this journey. I'll be in the comments below if you need me. Happy blessings, happy stacking.